Title: Humans, the only species with planet-sized warships. ##### Section 1. Rumors of a superweapon. Purpose: introduce the galaxy's unease and curiosity about a mysterious, supposedly massive human weapon and set the tone of mystery and awe surrounding humanity's capabilities. Content: 1,200 words. Across the galaxy, rumors spread of an enormous human-built warship that defies all conventional military norms. Known as the Colossus, it is said to be as large as a small moon, its purpose and abilities unknown. Various factions and species speculate, some dismissing the stories as human propaganda, others fearing that it signals humanity's rise as a superpower. A galactic coalition forms to gather intelligence on the Colossus, determined to learn the truth about humanity's weapon. Skeptics within the council question why humans would build such a massive structure, given its impracticalities, while others believe it's intended as a deterrent. Meanwhile, glimpses of humanity's other advancements surface. Human diplomats are tight-lipped, hinting that the rumors might be true but withholding any further details. Tension grows, and smaller factions question their alliances, worried that if the rumors are true, humans might use the Colossus to dominate the galaxy. Section 2. First contact with the Colossus. Purpose: reveal the Colossus and showcase its size, strength, and unique purpose, shocking other species and reframing humanity's role in the galaxy. Content: 1,200 words. A reconnaissance mission from the Coalition gets a close encounter with the Colossus when one of their scout ships strays too near to the human fleet protecting it. The Colossus is revealed to be even larger than expected, a floating fortress with weaponry and shielding unseen in galactic history. Aboard the Colossus, human engineers and scientists monitor the Coalition ships, choosing to allow the scouts to view a small display of the Colossus's power to send a message. The scouts witness the Colossus testing its primary weapons, a massive energy cannon and gravitational field disruptors, capable of nullifying entire fleets in an instant. As the scout ships return with their findings, Coalition leaders panic, realizing humanity has surpassed all known militaristic innovations. They debate the implications, some demanding immediate countermeasures, others wondering if it's a defensive move. Humanity remains silent, only issuing a cryptic message to the Coalition that the Colossus stands as a testament to peace through strength, leaving other species to speculate on its real purpose. Section 3. The Threat and Humanity's Ultimatum. Purpose: explore the Colossus's role in galactic politics and humanity's justification for building such a massive warship, revealing humanity's unique perspective on power and peace. Content: 1,200 words. Fearing humanity's newfound military potential, a powerful faction, the Dominion, decides to challenge Earth's power. They send a fleet to probe human defenses, trying to assess weaknesses or determine if the Colossus is a bluff. The Dominion's fleet approaches Earth's borders, expecting either a quick display of force or a human negotiation. Instead, they encounter the Colossus, which halts them without engaging. A human representative broadcasts a message from the Colossus to the Dominion, a warning that the Colossus is a weapon of last resort, built not to conquer, but to safeguard peace for all. It will only be activated in cases of existential threat against Earth or the Alliance. The message concludes with an ultimatum: any further hostile actions will be met with the full power of the Colossus, reminding the Dominion of humanity's capacity for resilience and innovation. Faced with the sheer scale of the Colossus and humanity's calm resolve, the Dominion reluctantly withdraws, realizing humanity has taken a unique stance, using unmatched strength as a shield rather than a sword. Section 4. A New Galactic Balance. Purpose: highlight the Colossus's impact on galactic peace, the respect and caution it garners, and humanity's redefined role as both a protector and a formidable force in the galaxy. Content: 1,200 words. In the wake of the Dominion's retreat, the galaxy is reshaped. Species who once underestimated humanity now see them as the defenders of a new galactic balance, respecting their strength and the restraint with which they wield it. The Colossus becomes a symbol, part deterrent, part reminder of the consequences of unchecked aggression, inspiring smaller factions to seek peace agreements under Earth's protection. Humanity's influence spreads not through force, but through the assurance that the Colossus stands ready to prevent devastating wars. Other species, once skeptical, come to appreciate humanity's vision, understanding that Earth's goal is harmony, not hegemony. Over time, the Colossus's existence leads to a reduction in conflicts, as would-be aggressors think twice before challenging any alliance backed by Earth. The galaxy enters a period of stability, albeit with the looming reminder that humanity's unmatched warship remains ever watchful. Hale reflects on the Colossus's success as both a peacekeeping device and a reminder of Earth's resilience, realizing that humanity has found its place in the galaxy, not as conquerors, but as guardians who will do whatever is necessary to defend peace. As the rumors about the Colossus spread further, tensions among the galaxy's most powerful factions reached a boiling point. No one could ignore the implications of a warship of such size, and the galaxy was now sharply divided into two camps: those who viewed humanity's creation as a potential guardian of peace, and those who saw it as a looming threat to their own influence. While smaller factions sought protection under the shadow of the Colossus, the larger empires wrestled with a profound sense of unease, unsure how to balance their own ambitions with the reality of humanity's colossal deterrent. Among the more aggressive factions was the Dominion, an empire known for its expansionist policies and deep-rooted belief in military superiority. For years, the Dominion had bullied smaller planets into submission, its vast fleets patrolling borders and enforcing its will with little regard for interstellar laws. To them, the idea of the Colossus, a ship capable of rivaling their fleets, was an affront. It represented a shift in power that challenged their authority and influence. Determined to test humanity's resolve, the Dominion's leaders covertly organized a mission. They dispatched a fleet to the outskirts of human-protected space, under the guise of routine patrol maneuvers. Their goal was simple: provoke a response from Earth and measure the capabilities of this supposed planet-sized warship. If they could identify a weakness, the Dominion might be able to neutralize the Colossus before it became a permanent threat to their plans. Word of the Dominion's fleet movement reached Earth quickly, thanks to a network of allied planets that kept a vigilant watch on the galaxy's shifting dynamics. In the command center of the Colossus, Admiral Rhea Torres received the news with calm determination. She had been briefed on the Dominion's tactics and knew exactly how to respond. This would be an opportunity to display humanity's strength, not through aggression, but through a carefully measured show of force. The Colossus moved to intercept the Dominion fleet, gliding through space with a power and precision that was breathtaking to witness. As it approached the edge of the disputed territory, Dominion ships came into view on the sensors. They were arrayed in a tight formation, bristling with weapons, a clear attempt to intimidate. But Admiral Torres knew intimidation was futile against the might of the Colossus. The Dominion fleet hailed them, a stern-faced commander appearing on the communication screen, his expression one of feigned politeness mixed with disdain. "Human vessel, you are approaching restricted space. You will turn back immediately, or we will be forced to take action," Torres replied with a calm authority that matched the Dominion commander's bravado. "This sector is protected under the Alliance's jurisdiction. Any movement further into this territory will be considered an act of aggression, and the Colossus will respond accordingly." The Dominion commander sneered, dismissing her warning. "You expect us to believe that a single vessel, no matter its size, could stand against the might of the Dominion? You may have created a symbol, but symbols hold no weight against true power." Torres gave no further warning. Instead, she issued a silent command, and the Colossus activated its defensive shields, a field of pure energy encasing the entire vessel. Then, with a controlled precision, the Colossus unleashed a gravity pulse, a unique feature of its arsenal that sent a surge of gravitational force toward the Dominion fleet, destabilizing their formation without causing any direct damage. The ships staggered, their shields flickering under the unexpected onslaught. The Dominion ships, unprepared for such a powerful but non-lethal attack, struggled to regroup. Before they could recover, the Colossus transmitted a final message. "Leave now, or you will face the full power of humanity's resolve. We will not initiate violence, But we will not tolerate aggression. Realizing the extent of the Colossus's capabilities, the Dominion fleet hesitated. The commander's bravado faded, replaced by a wary respect. He ordered a retreat, but his expression made it clear that the Dominion would not forget this encounter. As they withdrew, Admiral Torres and her crew monitored their departure, ensuring they left human-protected space before deactivating the Colossus's defensive systems. This encounter, broadcast through unofficial channels by those who witnessed it, quickly spread throughout the galaxy. It became evident to all factions that humanity was not just bluffing. The Colossus was real, and it was both powerful and disciplined. This immense warship did not rush to destroy or assert dominance. Instead, it served as a peaceful yet unyielding barrier, a testament to humanity's intention to defend without senseless violence. The impact of this display was immediate and profound. Planets on the edges of Dominion territory began to see humanity and the Alliance as a viable counterweight to Dominion aggression. Leaders of smaller worlds that had previously been coerced by larger powers now saw the Colossus as a beacon of hope, an alternative that promised security without subjugation. But the Dominion's leadership could not accept this outcome. Humiliated and enraged by the Colossus's show of strength, they convened in secrecy to plan their next move. Their intelligence officers worked tirelessly to gather information, hoping to uncover any weaknesses in the Colossus's design. They analyzed the gravity pulse, the shielding, and even the timing of humanity's responses, searching for a way to dismantle this new threat. Meanwhile, within the Alliance, humanity's allies held a different discussion. Many leaders expressed admiration for Earth's restraint and strength, marveling at the strategic foresight involved in creating a weapon that emphasized defense over destruction. Others were concerned, questioning whether the Colossus, if ever misused, could become as dangerous as the threats it was built to deter. To ease these concerns, human diplomats assured the Alliance that the Colossus would remain under strict ethical oversight, its purpose purely to maintain balance and protect against existential threats. As days passed, the galaxy felt the aftershocks of the Colossus's demonstration. Earth's allies began to request deeper security partnerships, while neutral factions cautiously approached humanity for possible alliances. For the first time, humanity was not just a member of the Alliance. It was a key pillar, a stabilizing force capable of defending peace on a galactic scale. Back on the Colossus, Admiral Torres and her team prepared for the future. They knew that while they had successfully deterred the Dominion's first advance, the real test lay ahead. Humanity's rise to prominence in the galaxy would not come without resistance, and they would need to navigate each encounter carefully, balancing power with diplomacy. Earth's message was clear: they sought no conquest, no expansion, but they would not tolerate aggression. The Colossus had changed the galaxy's balance, a planet-sized warship that reminded all species of humanity's commitment to peace. Yet, as Torres looked out at the stars, she knew that maintaining that peace would require more than just a display of strength. It would require vigilance, wisdom, and an unbreakable resolve to protect without conquering, to defend without falling to the temptations of power. In the aftermath of the Colossus's encounter with the Dominion fleet, the galaxy found itself in a strange, unsettled calm. The Dominion's swift retreat left the galaxy's observers questioning the Empire's next move and humanity's broader intentions. For centuries, power in the galaxy had rested on a predictable balance, with the Dominion as the unchallenged military force and smaller systems left to navigate alliances as best they could. But the presence of the Colossus had introduced an unknown variable, a power capable of countering the Dominion's dominance without even firing a lethal shot. The Dominion's ruling council met in secret to assess their response. Humiliation simmered among its members. The encounter with the Colossus had not only been a tactical failure but also a devastating blow to their image as the galaxy's most formidable military power. They could not allow such a display to go unpunished, but they knew that a direct confrontation with the Colossus would be too costly. The Dominion began crafting a new strategy, one that would not directly engage the Colossus but would subtly challenge humanity's newfound influence. Meanwhile, in the Alliance, Earth's allies were rapidly adapting to the shifting landscape. Leaders from various species hailed the Colossus as a necessary shield, a testament to humanity's commitment to protecting not only themselves but all those willing to stand with them. However, despite this approval, there was growing concern about the long-term implications. Some representatives worried that the Colossus might draw aggression, making their worlds targets simply for being allied with humanity. Robert Hale, Earth's primary diplomat to the Alliance, addressed these concerns head-on. In a private council meeting with Alliance representatives, he reminded them that the Colossus was not a tool for conquest but a last line of defense. "The Colossus exists because we understand the value of peace," he said, his voice calm but firm. "It was created to deter threats, not to provoke them. Our commitment to this alliance hasn't changed. If anything, we are more dedicated than ever to ensuring that every world here remains free from domination." His words resonated, but doubts lingered. Representatives from smaller planets questioned what the Colossus's presence would mean if the Dominion or other factions sought to destabilize the Alliance through indirect means. "If our worlds become battlegrounds because of your strength, how can you protect us all?" one diplomat asked, her voice laced with genuine worry. Hale didn't flinch. "Humanity has prepared for that too. We're not just a shield, we're a foundation for peace. The Colossus is only one part of our approach. We're strengthening intelligence networks, deploying defensive outposts, and coordinating with every member world to ensure that any threat is identified and dealt with long before it reaches your homes." This reassurance helped, but the reality remained. Earth's allies were now intrinsically linked to the Colossus and its implications. For better or worse, humanity's role had expanded from member of the Alliance to its protector, a title that came with heavy responsibility. Despite Hale's efforts, the Dominion continued its campaign, though indirectly. They began spreading rumors through covert channels, insinuating that the Colossus was only the beginning of Earth's plans for dominance. Propaganda circulated, suggesting that humanity intended to use their planet-sized war machine as a way to enforce its own laws, suppress dissenting voices, and gain control over vital resources across the galaxy. The goal was clear: sow discord, cast doubt, and destabilize the Alliance from within. For some systems, the rumors struck a nerve. Many had experienced imperialist tactics before and were naturally wary of another powerful force dictating terms. As these fears grew, Hale and other human representatives found themselves constantly addressing accusations, emphasizing humanity's commitment to peace and cooperation. Yet the underlying suspicion lingered, a reminder of how fragile trust could be in a galaxy shaped by power. At the same time, within Earth's own leadership, discussions took place about the future role of the Colossus. Admiral Torres and her command team reviewed data from the recent engagement with the Dominion, analyzing both strengths and potential vulnerabilities. Though the Colossus had proven itself formidable, they understood that even the most powerful deterrent had its limits. They had to prepare for scenarios where deterrence alone might not be enough, where Earth would have to make difficult decisions to protect their allies. Torres proposed bolstering the Alliance's defense capabilities across key systems, distributing smaller fleets and defensive outposts to create a network that could react swiftly to any threat. She also suggested strengthening communication channels to ensure that no system would feel isolated in times of crisis. Her proposal aimed to reinforce the notion that the Colossus was not just humanity's asset, but a symbol of a unified defense that encompassed the entire Alliance. Back in the galaxy's fringes, the Dominion's propaganda gained traction among certain factions that had remained neutral until now. Aware of the instability this could cause, Hale and the Alliance Council made a bold decision. They would invite a delegation from each major faction, including the Dominion, to witness the Colossus up close. The goal was to dispel rumors by showing the Colossus for what it truly was, a tool for defense, not a weapon for domination. The proposal was risky, but the Alliance Council agreed that transparency was necessary to combat the Dominion's campaign of misinformation. In a carefully planned event, select delegates from every major faction were granted access to tour the Colossus under strict supervision. For the Dominion's representatives, this was a rare and humbling experience. As they moved through the Colossus's vast halls and saw its complex, defensive-oriented design, many were struck by the realization that this was not a weapon of conquest. The Colossus was a fortress, constructed with an unprecedented dedication to protecting life rather than ending it. During the tour, Admiral Torres addressed the delegates directly. "This is the Colossus," she said, her tone both proud and resolute. "It was not built to rule the galaxy but to ensure that those who live in it can do so without fear of oppression. The power you see here is held in trust, not for humanity alone, but for every world that values peace." Her words resonated, and even some of the more skeptical delegates began to see the Colossus in a different light. For many, it was an eye-opening moment, a reminder that humanity's intentions were indeed grounded in a desire for peace, a peace that was not naive but fortified with strength. Following the event, Alliance leaders felt a renewed sense of unity, realizing that the Colossus represented not just Earth's protection but the Alliance's collective will to defend each other. However, the Dominion's representatives left with mixed feelings. While they recognized the integrity of the Colossus's purpose, they also saw the influence it wielded and knew they could not allow humanity's vision of peace to go unchallenged. As the delegates returned to their respective factions, the galaxy held its breath, waiting to see whether the Dominion would accept the new balance or continue to resist. As the dust settled following the Dominion's tense visit, the galaxy began to adapt to this new era defined by humanity's resolve and the Colossus's silent, looming presence. Smaller systems that had long felt marginalized saw this as a turning point, rallying under the Alliance's banner with a renewed sense of purpose. Protected by humanity's commitment and the shield of the Colossus, they now dared to envision a galaxy where balance and fairness could truly prevail. But not everyone was willing to accept this shift in power. The Dominion's leaders were far from deterred by the Alliance's display. In their eyes, the Colossus had shown weakness, emphasizing defense over offense, restraint over dominance. To them, this philosophy of restraint signaled an opportunity. They believed the Colossus's design as a deterrent meant that, if pressured enough, humanity might hesitate before wielding its full might. In secret, the Dominion began assembling its own coalition, a shadow alliance formed by those who opposed Earth's influence and resented humanity's sudden rise to prominence. This covert coalition included several other species who feared being overshadowed by the Alliance, and their leaders met in hidden locations to discuss a shared vision for the galaxy. The Dominion assured them that they could counterbalance humanity's strength, leveraging strategic deception and subversion. They aimed to undermine the Alliance from within, to plant seeds of doubt and fracture its unity before Earth's influence grew any stronger. Yet Earth's intelligence network, strengthened by years of alliance building, intercepted fragments of these plans. Admiral Torres and her team analyzed the Dominion's strategy, recognizing the tactics of misinformation and subtle infiltration. They knew that the Dominion hoped to turn factions within the Alliance against each other, thereby weakening the Alliance without risking a full-scale war. In response, Earth and its allies took swift action. Hale organized an emergency session of the Alliance Council, where he presented evidence of the Dominion's schemes. "The Dominion seeks to divide us from within," he said, his voice steady yet urgent. "They believe that our strength, embodied in the Colossus, is a weakness, that our preference for defense over conquest can be exploited. But they underestimate the resolve of this alliance and the bond we've built." The council members listened intently, realizing the gravity of the situation. Many of them had personally witnessed the power of the Colossus, and they understood that it was more than a weapon, it was a commitment to a shared peace. United by this understanding, they agreed to strengthen internal alliances, solidifying mutual trust and improving intelligence sharing across member systems. Defensive measures were put in place, ensuring that any attempts at subversion could be swiftly identified and countered. The Alliance's countermeasures proved effective. When the Dominion's agents attempted to spread rumors about Earth's motives, the Alliance's response was swift and unyielding. Public forums were held where Hale and other leaders openly addressed concerns, providing transparency about the Colossus's purpose and reassuring their allies that Earth's commitment to peace had not wavered. These efforts helped to neutralize the Dominion's campaign of distrust, and the Alliance grew even more cohesive, recognizing that the strength of their unity was as vital as the Colossus itself. But the Dominion was not ready to concede. Desperate to disrupt the Alliance's stability, they launched a surprise attack on a small, resource-rich planet known for its strategic importance within the Alliance. It was a calculated strike, designed to test the Alliance's response time and, more importantly, to gauge whether the Colossus would intervene in defense of a distant ally. The assault was brutal. Dominion forces overwhelmed the planet's defenses, claiming its resources and establishing a temporary blockade. The planet's leaders sent out a distress signal, reaching out to the Alliance with a plea for immediate assistance. As the alert spread, the Alliance's response was swift and coordinated. The Colossus, positioned at the core of Alliance territory, was ordered to deploy to the planet's defense. When the Colossus arrived, the Dominion's fleet lay in wait, anticipating the spectacle of a prolonged battle. Yet, to their astonishment, the Colossus did not engage in conventional warfare. Instead, it activated a unique defensive measure, the generation of a massive, pulsing electromagnetic field that disrupted the Dominion fleet's systems, rendering their weapons and shields temporarily ineffective. With the Dominion ships disabled, Earth's fleet and allied forces launched a precise counterattack, swiftly reclaiming the planet and forcing the Dominion to retreat. The speed and precision of the Alliance's response left the Dominion reeling. Their attempt to exploit the Colossus's defensive nature had backfired, exposing the adaptability and sheer might of the Alliance's combined forces. The galaxy took notice. This victory demonstrated that the Colossus was not just a deterrent, but a versatile shield capable of dynamic defense. Factions that had remained on the sidelines began reaching out to the Alliance, eager to align themselves with this new power structure. Even former skeptics within the Alliance began to see the Colossus not as a threat but as a unifying force, one that transcended traditional power struggles. In the days that followed, Hale and Admiral Torres reflected on the significance of the victory. They knew the Dominion's assault had been a desperate gambit, and that humanity's strength had now been cemented in the minds of allies and adversaries alike. The Colossus had proven its worth beyond brute force, serving as a shield that could adapt to any threat. The success also marked a turning point for humanity's role in the galaxy. The Alliance no longer saw Earth as merely a member but as a steadfast protector, committed to preserving peace without seeking control. The galaxy now understood that the Colossus was not a weapon of conquest but a symbol of resilience, a promise that the Alliance, led by humanity's example, would stand against any force seeking domination. As the galaxy resumed its balance, the Dominion withdrew into isolation, its coalition weakened and its ambitions checked. The defeat left its leaders in disarray, grappling with the reality that they could no longer impose their will without risking swift retribution. The Colossus stood as an ever-present reminder of the Alliance's strength, a testament to the power of unity in a galaxy often defined by division. In time, other factions approached Earth and the Alliance, seeking not only protection but an opportunity to contribute to the peace they now understood was within reach. The Alliance welcomed them, bolstered by the knowledge that each new ally strengthened the peace the Colossus had helped secure. The galaxy, once divided by ambitions and mistrust, now found a new sense of stability. The Colossus had fulfilled its purpose, not as a weapon, but as a guardian. And for humanity, this was the beginning of a legacy that would be defined not by conquest, but by an unyielding commitment to peace, proving that true power lay not in domination but in the strength to protect.